Oh, guys, I can't wait to get into this one. We're about to go over the entire of Brad K's 2010 career. But first, we're gonna backtrack to where he make his first ever truck start at Martinsville. I remember seeing that Brad K's 2010 season was a very good season with 6 wins in total, and the 2010 Nationwide Championship along with that. So let's backtrack.
David Rudman starts on the inside of row number 13. You can see Hank Parker Jr., that terrible crash he experienced in Atlanta a month ago. The time off has been good for him. He's been able to recuperate, and he's in that Toyota truck.
We see Brad Keselowski in the number 29, the KL Automotive 29. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He was rifling down pit road, and pit road speed is 35 miles an hour, and he was well beyond that, and actually ran into the wall.
Well, you know,
take a look at the damage on the right. It wouldn't turn a lick. I couldn't get the wheel to turn. Talk about leaving a pitch, you hit the wall? Four.
That's his father, Bob Keselowski, asking, what do you mean you hit the wall? But he, as you mentioned, Rick, he was going about 70 miles an hour when he got down to exit the pit road, and it follows the contour of the racetrack. So you can see that there's black marks on the outside pit wall where he made some pretty hard contact on pit road. Well, I'm sure he was just trying to avoid going a lap down. It's okay to speed a little bit when you're leaving.
Unfortunately, Brad K didn't do well. A 33rd place finish with multiple laps down. But unfortunately, he did have some slight potential overall. Had the best car all day. Unfortunately, racing for his father's team, but unfortunately got involved in some serious crashes. So we're gonna fast forward to 2008 at Nashville. We got his first career win. So we're gonna fast forward to that.
Michigan. Great battle for second spot there. Boyer trying to hold off David Strimmy, with the story up front is the 88 car coming out of turn 4. First time winner in 2008, Brad Keselowski. But at the Monster Mile, and what a finish here at Dover, Delaware. Brad Keselowski comes out of 4 and will pick up his first win in 2009.
That's how we roll. You gotta put yourself in position, man. You guys did it for me. I appreciate it.
Holy cow.
So finally, Brad Pitt did get his first win at Talladega. However, it did kind of end in controversy where he wrecked Carl Edwards just for the win and sent him to the catch things. But overall, I think that was a feel-good moment for Brad Cake to get his first career win in the Cup Series. So I think heading into the 2010 Nationwide Series season, I had a lot of confidence for Brad Cake to maybe start dominating. And guess what? He gets start dominating. So dominant, in fact, he ended up winning a bunch of top 10s and a bunch of top 5s. 24 top 10s and close to almost 20 top 5s combined. But unfortunately, gigging up in that major rivalry with Carl Edwards towards his end of the season in 2010. So I think coming into that year, they had a lot of preparation to get moving, to make things go on the right track. Unfortunately, for 2010, their Cup Series season wasn't so promising, unfortunately. Brad Cake did not have a good rookie season, unfortunately. Had a pretty rough start. Replacing Gabe Extremi, overall, I think he did way better than he did with Gabe Extremi, what he did. Gabe Extremi, unfortunately, didn't do anything for that team. Best finish was 25th for his best average finish for Gabe Extremi. So Brad K was taking his car to a better level than he had before. But overall, I think Brad K will overall be a better driver than he once was. But today at RFK, he's still one of the greatest drivers, in my opinion. One of my top favorite drivers, who I loved for a very long time. But he did overall battle in that time span, battled out a lot of fun rivalries I've seen. Him versus Carl Edwards. He did pick up a win at Nashville. Got his first win at Nashville in 2010. Then unfortunately got taken out by Carl Edwards at Gateway. Carl Edwards ended up winning that race, and Brad got involved in a huge accident. Took him out, spinning multiple times. Unfortunately, that was a huge wreck. Didn't take him out, but he did cross the start-finish line. Just barely. After getting very sick, he was okay, and he needed to make preparations for the next race. But going to that, we're going to fast forward a couple races later to one of my favorite races, going to Michigan in 2010. He dominated Michigan, legs a ton of laps, ended up winning the race, ended up having some pretty cool races going on there. We're going to fast forward to one of my favorite races coming up in a moment. But overall, Charlotte Motor Speedway, this is one of my top races. Fast forward a couple months later, Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of my favorite races of that career, ended up winning that race, getting a lot of lead laps, and really took that number 22 Giscon tire Dodge to the front. That was, his third win of the season, and unfortunately, he did run into a bit of controversy against him and Kyle Busch. Him and Kyle Busch were going for major rivalries during that point in the Cup, and especially the O'Reilly Series during this point. Kyle Busch and Brad K, they were door-to-door got entire couple of last laps and runs, and Brad K got wrecked. Unfortunately, that might have caused him, but they were really going hard on the both of them, and that was a huge race in my opinion. Brad K unfortunately got taken out by Kyle Busch in that, at the time, racing for Joe Gibbs Racing. They got spinned out. Almost got hit from behind, but ended up barely just avoiding that because some cars were to the left side of him. So it was all bloom and gloom for Brad K. Yet overall, still a pretty intense rivalry in my expectations. Did like it, but unfortunately he struggled throughout the night. That might almost get cost him the championship just from that one reason. Almost good. But he ended up doing pretty well. So far, so good. So in the end, pushing up was a good idea. Brad K did recover, however. He recovered the next couple races after this. He ran really well. He just got turned by Kyle Busch and got loose coming out of that corner. Kyle Busch had nowhere to go, trying to block him. And Brad K was trying to wreck Kyle Busch. And then Kyle Busch packed him and spinned him out at Bristol. And that Bristol night race was chaotic all night. A lot of cautions and a lot. It was a lot of destruction in that race. It's an insane race that happened on there. What a race that was, in my opinion. Unfortunately, Brad K had to go on pit road. He had to come in the pits and go repair his car for a couple laps. So it's overall still a feel-good moment for him. He still ended up making his way up there. Fast forward a few races later, forward to Memphis in the Xfinity Series. We're going back to previous year, 2009. Did pretty well. And barely finishing for Junior Motorsports, barely beating the top drivers. And unfortunately, after is just fast forward 1 year later, unfortunately got flipped over by Carl Edwards in a huge wreck. We're going to take it away.
First oval track win. He won it in Infineon 96 races ago on the road course. And half a second. And the 99 has turned over Brad Keselowski.
And we have a caution. My goodness.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Keselowski was on track for a 6th place finish.
Boy,
and we're told there was contact between Edwards and Keselowski.
And have we seen that somewhere once before?
Talladega last year and early in this race at lap 41.
A little crossover move here by Carl. Clean here, clean here. Just slight contact. Oh, look at that thing go.
That looked so much like Edwards' turnover at Talladega off the bumper of Keselowski.
It really did, and I'm so wondering and hoping that when they put the spoiler back on these cars, they'll quit turning over like this.
Keselowski's put the window net down.
The roof flaps deployed, but it did not sit that car back down. I'm like you, Darrell. I'm going to be so glad to see that rear spoiler back on these cars.
I think that's it's got to be something to that.
That car took a hard hit in the left A pillar, the windshield post right in front of the driver.
You just see how that wing sticks out so far.
In the Penske Dodge. 4 top 10 results in 7 nationwide starts here. His best qualifying effort, 6th at Richmond.
He was 15th in that practice we had earlier today in this 12 car. This is a brand new race car Jay Guy and that group's brought out here for Brad.
Well, I watched, last week over here that his car was real twitchy. It just wasn't smooth through the turns at all. This car today is driving a lot smoother for him than what he had over here last week. The car looks a lot better.
Had a really good car in the All-Star race the other night, but the handle just went away late in that race on him. Ended up finishing 7th. He goes to 2nd in this qualifying at a 29.57. It's a 10th pickup from what he ran in practice.
Looks like he'll be the first driver to play 2.
Don't expect, unless you really mess up that first one. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Pow!
Oh, no.
I mean, you could see that starting to happen in the middle of 3 and 4. And
uh-oh. Watch out there in the qualifying line.
Yeah, that's when we widen out, you'll see just how close he is to those cars. Foreshortened by the camera lens.
So to end things all off, Ingvi, and I think Brad Keselowski's 2010 results and his 2010 Cup results were actually pretty good. He had a pretty good success in the Nationwide Series with over 25 top 10s and multiple really good results and a good average and a pretty good average finish overall. I think, in my opinion, since he's one of the top drivers right now for RFK, I think that was his. Looking back on this, back in those 16 years ago, I think what a road Brad has gotten down so far. He's been really running extremely well so far with that number with Team Penske, eventually switching over RFK. But in terms of in the end, I think Brad Keselowski's 2010 season was overall a good season for the Nationwide Series. But unfortunately, his Cup Series, we would have had to name him a bust just for that first particular season. Did slightly improve and ended up going on to win the 2012 Cup Series champion and eventually won multiple races with Penske, won 35 races with Team Penske. So in the end, I think it was good for you. We'll see you guys all next time for the next video. I'll have the next video coming out.